Well, let me first acknowledge my colleague, Coleman. Thank you for all of your service that you've rendered, and I know you were excited about this. It was very stirring and very moving to be in the room, to see the vice president, who was a black woman, presiding, to understand that the first black woman was now being confirmed to be on the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And equally as important, I might add, to know that we had a president who kept his word. He said he would appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court, and he did it notwithstanding all of the naysayers, all of the negativism. He kept his word. She will be there, and the only thing left for us to do now is to be there for the swearing in, either virtually or otherwise. I want to see the swearing in when it takes place.
And obviously that takes place after Justice Breyer retires. He's announced he's stepping down, but he hasn't actually retired yet. And so she's basically the 116th Supreme Court justice in waiting until he actually does that. Right now, the White House, they've actually invited a number of people to the White House, and then there's going to be actually an event taking place tomorrow as well. But talk about what this day means specifically for black women. What does it mean? Because when you talk about this nation, first of all, when you hear all men are created equal in the Declaration of Independence, well, that did not include women. When the Constitution was created in this country, it did not include women, did not include African Americans. This country, as Senator Chuck Schumer stated, we're going to play a little bit later, in his statement before the Senate, he said these positions were supposed to be for white male Protestant landowners. This was not what the framers intended to actually have happen, Congresswoman.
So from my perspective, for black women and black girls, for even black boys, they looked at a black woman preside over the vote of another black woman who was going to be the first black woman to be seated on the Supreme Court. And the black woman sitting in that chair was the Vice President of the United States of America. So what that means to me, Roland, is that our children can aspire to be and do anything they want. They simply have to do the work. They have to be present, be committed, and then they have to have people who are willing to push the law, the rule of law, to be just. And with Justice Brown now, this court looks more like America. This court's going to sound more like America, and it's going to think more like America. This is just absolutely an amazing day. I can hardly contain myself. I have a granddaughter, 9 years old. When she looks at that television, there's nothing that will hold her back from aspiring to be anything she wants to be. And I am grateful for that.
Congressman Green, we often talk about historical moments when we talk about things that happened in the past. It is something different to actually be alive in 2022 and to be able to watch it for ourselves.
It is, especially when you are, as I am, the son of the segregated South, where it was never intended and did not even cross my mind that we would have a black president, black vice president, and now a black to serve on the Supreme Court. It just was beyond the comprehension of a little black boy in the South that I grew up in. But I thank God that we have withstood the test of time. And this is not the day of the woman. This is not the year of the woman. This is the time of the black woman. Black women are now moving into positions that they should have had long ago. But thank God they're getting them now, and we just want to see more of her. She is the first, but we don't want her to be the last. It's important to say this because time is going to march forward, and we've got to march forward with the time. One more point. You made a salient point about white men. The Senate has been the domain of white men. It was designed to be that way. This was the best good old boys club that white men could ever have. And white men in the Senate were receiving a nomination from a white man who was a president, generally speaking, for many, many years, hundreds of years, in fact, and they would send a white man over to be on the Supreme Court. It was a white man nominating, white men confirming, another white man to be on the Supreme Court. That is the system that we have now penetrated. But we're not quite there yet. There is still great work to be done. I'm going to celebrate this. I'm going to appreciate this. And then I'm going to go back into the fight because we still have Richard Russell's name on the Russell office building. We've got to do something about that. We still don't have a Slavery Remembrance Day to make sure people don't forget the horrors of slavery. There's much work to be done, but God bless this day, and I'm so happy. I had tears to well in my eyes as the Vice President made her comments about the confirmation. It really touched my heart, and I will forever remember this day. Thank you so much, Roland, for the opportunity to say those few words.
Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman and Congressman Al Green, I appreciate both of you joining us here on Roland Martin Unfiltered.